Hello, beautiful women. As I promised, I would make a video about performing, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to talk about. So let's see what happens. First of all, I will say thank you for this opportunity. It's my first time to record myself, and now it's in English as well, so it's going to be amazing. um, First of, and then second of all, I will say that all of you girls and women are so beautiful. I see it really clearly, and not because I feel like I have to say it. It's just I see it really, really clearly, especially because every one of you, like, are so creative in your own way, even though you don't paint or write or sing or dance or something like that. You're still really, really creative. And my experience is that being creative and using that skill in some way have been a blessing for me. So I will really, really recommend that if you're not sure what your skill is in being creative, I will just, look inside and see it. It can be, invisible for you maybe, and for some of you it's really clearly with the beautiful paintings and all kind of creativities you have. But my feeling is being spiritual is being creative as well. I have this feeling that we have like three things we can tap into. We have our spirituality, we have our creativity, and we have our wisdom. And all three is connected. So when you're using those three in a combination, maybe it's when you're working or when you are in your spare time sitting and painting, you're using your wisdom, your imagination, your fantasy to create something, and it comes from somewhere. The spirituality comes from somewhere, and the wisdom comes from somewhere, so it's all connected, you see? And it just gets through your creativity. And it can be like talking, writing, painting, doing something with glass, doing a dance, I don't know, anything, all right? So using that skill, even if it seems small or very, very big, that's the way to communicate in this world, in my opinion. And why I'm saying this is because when you are supposed to do some kind of performance, it can be in a relationship, like one-on-one, just to yourself as well, or when you're at work and you have to somehow make a speech, or if you are in a wedding and you have to make a speech, or it can be, I don't know, standing in the queue in the supermarket and someone is annoying you, and that's a performance too. How does it, reflect on you, and how do you respond? And especially for some people when they have to, take the courage to, say that thing to that person you really love, but it's really difficult. That's a performance too. And especially when it's really, really important to you, and it's in that way seems huge or big, that's in that kind of situation, you get nervous, you get maybe anxieties, you shake, your mouth is dry. You cannot, sometimes it feels like you cannot breathe. And it's because, your body is just reacting on, like, this is an emergency. You really have to do this right. We in this society, we connect doing something right with performing. But, often when it's really important and you just want to be honest, or you just want to be perfect, it's getting in our way instead of just like being you with the whole package. And it's okay that your body is alarming you, like saying, are you really aware of you, like, you want to say this now? Is that really what you want? You don't know what kind of reaction you get, and maybe you, like, no one really likes you and stuff like that. It's so weird, especially if you like talking to someone you really love and they love you, right? My experience is, when you are authentic, being the true self, that's where people see you as you are. And that is the moment where people really reflect in you. I have so many experiences with people standing on the stage, and the stage can just be like in the middle of a circle. And the small things in your body is like doing like this, or you don't know what to do with your hands, or especially you close your mouth. That's a really clear message for your body that you don't want to say anything. It's just not getting out. Because we protect ourselves, right? And I train those people to just stand and do nothing. Just stand with the hands down their body and the mouth open like this. And even though I'm alone in this room, I can feel it, vibrating in my body to do this. It feels unnatural somehow. But it's so weird, because when you're just sitting like this, looking out of the window, you don't really think about it. It's just your mouth is open. And why I'm saying this is because when your mouth is open, you are open to receive. And it's really more easier for the other person to let you in, and you letting them in. It's a physical response. You say to your own body, this is okay, I'm open. And it's really honest. And it's so beautiful, those reactions I have seen. Oh my God, people who is sitting and, in front of that person is like, wow, what is going on? What is the next step? Why, what? Okay, so, they read her and they really interested in her, because they're like, wow, can you just stand like that and do nothing? That's beautiful. Wow. And you don't have to do anything, and you're doing a lot, because you're still working with yourself and you're sending a lot of messages. But we have that feeling that when we are to perform, well, we need to do something, I don't know, outrageous. It's not really natural. But when it comes to a private situation, when with your husband or with your friend or with your family or stuff, it's the same but a little different as well, because of course you don't have to perform, but if you have something on your mind or on your heart and you want to tell them, and it's not easy, it's kind of taking a lot of courage for you to do it. It's often like we are like, I want to say this, and then we just emergency brake, and then we don't say it quite as we wanted to. It's not because we have to be rude or anything. Just practice this at home. And it's best if you stand up and just stand like this with your mouth open and see what happens. It's really amazing how everything is like, And it's because it's how we have been doing this for our whole life. So it's okay. But when we practice just to stand as we are, open to receive, open to express ourselves. And this, especially this area, why we get dry, why we have, difficulties to just like breathe sometimes, and it's because this is the most vulnerable place on our body, because this is where we express ourselves. And of course you can say a lot just with your body language, but it's all is placed here. So when you practice this at home, just stand, do nothing, just breathe, and remember to have your mouth open. If you close, open it again, and just be. Don't, if your mind is like everywhere, it's okay, but try to find a spot where you're looking at it and really be interested in that. Why is that handle in that direction? Why is it gold? Do you want it to be another color? Like really just a simple thing. It could be a handle, it could be a curtain, it can be a flower, it can be, a cup of coffee. Just be curious about it and see how your mind is not thinking about your body, but about that thing. If you project your intentions, your interest, your all you like, not focusing on you, but focusing on them, something magical will happen. Like when you're standing in a kind of audience and you are really aware of your own body and your own presence in that kind of room, and you just project all the focus on them. And it could be the simplest thing. It could be like what they have for breakfast or something like that. And it's actually quite funny sometimes. And it doesn't have to be like sitting on the toilet and stuff like that. You do that, you say that a lot in the acting world. It's really stupid actually, but funny. But just think about something really simple. And then you see, okay, how can I make these people comfortable? And then you're not focused on yourself. And somehow that makes it more easier to be in that room. And if it's in a private conversation where you're really focused, especially on making the other one not uncomfortable, and maybe that's the reason you're taking the emergency break and not saying it anyway, just think more about, if I'm not saying this, what will happen with our relationship? I'm quite sure if she knew or he knew that I felt this way, and it was because of some kind of their behavior, you will feel really bad, and they wanted to make it better, make a difference. If they can understand why this is happening. And then think, okay, I need to say this in respect of that person, because I respect you and I respect your love for me. That's why I want to say this, because it's not because I'm blaming you. I just love you that much that I want this relationship to be nice, loving, and heartful. And I want to enjoy it. And I want to come to you with love and harmony every time. Sometimes it will be ups and downs. That's normal. That's okay. But if it's really, it can be a simple thing and it can be huge, and you can just take small steps. You don't have to take the whole package at one and then just leave the bomb and then it explodes and everything is just like the rest. You have to pick it up and then see what happens. No, just practice with yourself. How can I be in this situation without shaking, being nervous, when I can be in control. And control is a difficult word, because it's not because you have to feel like you're controlling yourself. It's more like you don't get controlled by your anxieties, right? You see the difference? So, practice this at home. Just stand, just breathe. And it is the hardest exercise, especially when you're standing in front of 10, 12, one other person. So that's why it's easier to do it alone, but you will still feel some kind of reaction. If you have someone you're really comfortable with, you can do this with your partner, your friend, someone from your family. It's quite funny, actually. Just sit, and you can also just sit, but it's really more exposing to stand up. And just look at them. We have this rule: if it's more than 20 seconds, you're a psychopath. But in this case, you know that person, so they know you're not a psychopath, all right? But you will still feel really many reactions, because of course you're sending a lot of energy out, all right? And see what happens. And you will definitely close your mouth at one point. And that's fine, that's just how it is. But practice, just be it open. Open to receive, open to give. And I feel it just by sitting here, that my neck is like shaking a little bit. And if it's doing that, you're just saying, this is okay. This is okay. I'm just interested in you, not in me. I'm interested in you. How do you feel? And I'm curious about you. Just project all the intentions and the energy to them. Try it. They will definitely feel something too if you do it with someone else, you know. All right, guys and girls and women and beautiful, beautiful souls. This has been exciting. I didn't even know what to tell and what to say and what to do, but something happened. And now it's 17:33 minutes, and I think this is enough. Thank you.